The film begins with Kang Yeon-do on her first day at school. When she finds out her grades are low, Yeon-do realizes that academics aren't her strong point. Because of this, Yeon-do and her classmates decide to start a dance club. Unfortunately, the noise from their dance practice bothers the students from Class A, who are considered the top students in school. One of them, named Suah Ha-jun, unplugs Yeon-do's music, making her really angry. At that time, Yeon-do challenges the Class A students, thinking they're just a bunch of bookworms. She then meets the Class A leader, Kim Yeol, who says he won't let the dance club disturb his class's studies. Yeon-do argues that Kim Yeol has no right to stop her club, leading to a clash between the two classes. When the vice principal, Soo-young, sees the fight, he steps in and punishes Yeon-do and her friends. He also warns that the dance club will be shut down if they cause any more trouble. Feeling upset, Yeon-do decides to go back to Class A. Kim Yeol orders his classmates to sabotage the dance club. At that moment, Yeon-do tries to make peace with Kim Yeol, but he mocks her. This surprises Yeon-do, causing her to trip and fall into Kim Yeol's lap. Someone takes a picture of this moment and sends it to Taebom. Unfortunately, before the photo could be deleted, Soo-young sees it. As a result, a scandal about Kim Yeol and Yeon-do spreads, and both of them are called to the principal's office, where Kyung-run questions them. Kim Yeol is pressured to explain the situation, while Yeon-do tries to clear her name. During the meeting, Kim Yeol suggests that Yeon-do quit the dance club, but she firmly refuses. The next day, Yeon-do is shocked to see the scandalous photo of her and Kim Yeol has spread, and all the students have seen it. Kyung-run, who heard about the photo from Soo-young, calls Kim Yeol to her office. She scolds Kim Yeol for being involved in a bad scandal, especially since he is the school's top student. Meanwhile, Yeon-do tries to explain to Soo-young that it's all a misunderstanding. Before Yeon-do can talk to Kyung-run, Kim Yeol pulls her aside, asking her again to quit the dance club. Still, Yeon-do stands her ground and refuses to leave the club. The next day, Yeon-do's best friend Suah, who is also a student in Class A, secretly holds a hidden grudge. Suah, obsessed with always being the best, betrays Yeon-do by spreading the scandalous photo. When Yeon-do finds out that her own friend did this, she feels deeply hurt. Suah coldly admits that she was only pretending to be Yeon-do's friend. All along, Suah actually disliked Yeon-do, thinking she was incompetent. The conflict between Yeon-do and Suah gets worse. At that time, Suah tries to block Yeon-do at every turn, even attempting to take over the dance club after the school almost shuts it down. However, with the help of her friends from Class F, especially Dong-jae, Yeon-do finds the strength to rise again. She is determined to fight for her club and challenges both Suah and Kim Yeol by working hard to improve her academic scores. Over time, the tension between Class A and Class F reaches its peak when Kyung-run announces that both classes must work together for an upcoming cheerleading competition. But Yeon-do is hesitant to work with the students from Class A, especially Kim Yeol and Suah. However, after Kim Yeol agrees to join the competition to protect his friend, Ha-jun, who is struggling due to pressure from his strict father, the relationship between Yeon-do and Kim Yeol begins to improve. As the time goes by, Yeon-do and Kim Yeol slowly begin to understand each other. Even though they argue a lot, they actually grow closer and start building a friendship. They even realize there's some attraction between them when they get stuck in a situation where they have to hide together. While preparing for the cheerleading competition, Suah keeps trying to sabotage Yeon-do and her team. Suah even tries to hurt Ha-jun emotionally by revealing information about his attempt to do something drastic. As time goes on, the students start to come together and work as a team, including those from both Class A and Class F. Their coach, Jung-ah, stresses the importance of unity and teamwork to put on a great performance. Jung-ah reminds everyone that they need to know each other well in order to work together smoothly. Meanwhile, Suah feels a lot of pressure to please her mother, Hyun-mi, who wants her to be the top student. Suah gets frustrated because she is still second after Kim Yeol. In her frustration, Suah sneaks out to smoke to calm herself down. Unexpectedly, Dong-jae and Kim Yeol catch her. Shortly after, Kim Yeol approaches Suah and tells her he knows she's been smoking and he threatens to tell the school if she tries to hurt him or his friends again. He also warns her not to harm Yeondu. Secretly, Yeondu overhears their conversation. In class, Kim Yeol starts teasing Suah by telling their teacher, Taebom, that he lost his wallet and asks Taebom to search everyone's bags. Kim Yeol does this on purpose because he knows Suah will panic about the cigarettes in her bag. When Suah's face turns pale, Yeondu feels sorry for her. Yeondu doesn't let Suah get caught and tells Taebom that Kim Yeol's wallet is in front of his desk. Kim Yeol is surprised and looks at Yeondu, asking why she would protect the girl who made her life difficult. Yeondu replies that she doesn't want to hurt Suah, even though Suah has wronged her. Instead of thanking Yeondu, Suah slaps her and accuses her of convincing Kim Yeol to set up the situation. At another time, during practice with the students from Class F, the Class A students start to realize that academic grades aren't everything. They learn to appreciate the talents and spirit of the Class F students. On the other hand, the Class F students begin to gain confidence and show that they have the potential to shine too. Meanwhile, Suah starts to lose control of the situation and feels isolated. The Class A students begin to complain that they can't keep up with Suah's strict practice schedule. Because of this, the parents of the students come to the school and ask Kyung-run to reduce the practice hours. The situation gets heated when the Ministry of Education gets involved, sending a representative to mediate the problem. Kyung-run promises to resolve the issue quickly so the school can still participate in the upcoming competition. When Jung-ah meets with Kyung-run, she explains that the school's reputation will be affected if they don't take part in the cheerleading competition. Jung-ah also warns Kyung-run to continue training the students using her methods if Kyung-run doesn't want to lose her position. At that time, Jung-ah pushes the students really hard, causing them to argue and fight with each other. One day, while Yeondu is walking with Dongjae, a group of students fighting accidentally throws a mop that almost hits Yeondu. Soon after, Kim Yeol quickly rushes in and protects Yeondu with his body. Yeondu immediately takes Kim Yeol to the hospital, and to thank him, she insists on treating him to a meal. Later on, they see a dance competition with an air fryer as the prize. Excited, Yeondu pulls Kim Yeol onto the stage, and thanks to her dance skills, Yeondu wins the prize. They spend the day together, and on the way home, Yeondu even falls asleep on Kim Yeol's shoulder. After Kim Yeol drops Yeondu off at the dorm, both of them can't stop thinking about each other. The next day, Jung-ah forces the students to get to know each other better by making them do 20 push-ups for every refusal. By the end of the day, they all sit together, and one of the students asks Kim Yeol if he likes any girl. Then, Kim Yeol glances at Yeondu, hinting that there's a girl at school he likes, but he's not ready to admit it. Yeondu blushes, wondering if the girl Kim Yeol is talking about could be her. Later, Kim Yeol finds a video in the teacher's office showing Suah holding Ha-jun's bloody shirt. This reveals that it was Suah who reported Ha-jun's problems to the school. Angry, Kim Yeol confronts Suah, who admits that she did it to manipulate Kyung-run into getting Kim Yeol to follow her orders. On the other hand, Ha-jun, furious, threatens to take revenge on Suah. Kim Yeol then goes to the rooftop to calm down before meeting Soo-young, firmly stating that the school can no longer use Ha-jun's weaknesses to control him. Afterward, Kim Yeol meets Ha-jun to calm him down, but Ha-jun expresses his frustration because Kim Yeol joined the competition to replace him. Seeing the tension between them, Jung-ah punishes them by making them do push-ups in the rain. However, feeling sorry for the students, Jung-ah invites everyone to her house for dinner. While Jung-ah goes out to get more supplies, one of the students finds a drink in the fridge, thinking it's juice, and pours it for everyone. Soon, all the students are drunk. Ha-jun, who goes to the bathroom, finds Suah crying in a corner. Feeling sorry for her, Ha-jun throws her a tissue to dry her tears. Meanwhile, Kim Yeol, who is with a very drunk Yeondu, leans in and almost kisses her. At that moment, Jung-ah returns and is shocked to find all the students drunk. She quickly calls a driver to take the students back to their dorms. On the way back, the students ask the driver to stop because they feel sick. When they return to the car, they don't realize that Suah isn't with them. After throwing up, Suah notices she's been left behind, so she walks alone through the forest. In the car, the students finally realize Suah is missing and a panicked Jung-ah quickly organizes a search to find her. Determined to find Suah, Yeon-do heads out to search for her, with Kim Yeol following. Along the way, Yeon-do accidentally hurts her ankle, so Kim Yeol carries her back to the car. Meanwhile, Ha-jun begins to worry about Suah's emotional state, fearing she might hurt herself. Ha-jun goes to search for Suah and finds her standing by the sea, almost about to do something dangerous. Ha-jun tries to calm her down, reassuring Suah that she's not alone. Realizing that someone cares, Suah decides to stop her bad intentions. Ha-jun gives her his jacket, and they head back to the car together. Because of the delay, all the students end up arriving late to school. When they arrive at school, they see Kyung-run and Jung-ah waiting for them. Jung-ah decides to pause the training group for a while, giving Taebom a chance to help the students sneak out of the dorm again. That day, Yeon-do vaguely remembers Kim Yeol, who was drunk, almost kissing her. Nervously, Yeon-do asks Kim Yeol what really happened, but Kim Yeol keeps teasing her, refusing to admit that she actually fell asleep before their lips touched. Later, Yeon-do accidentally overhears a conversation between Kyung-run and Soo-young about their plan to fire Taebom. Worried, Yeon-do quickly tells Kim Yeol so they can figure out what to do. Kim Yeol advises Yeon-do not to get involved, as it might cause even more problems. Ignoring Kim Yeol's advice, Yeon-do tells Taebom about the school's plan. After hearing the news, Taebom decides to get back at Kyung-run by exposing everything she has done as the principal. Taebom contacts a journalist friend and shares all the details. The journalist approaches Kyung-run, saying they want to interview the students about Taebom. In response, Kyung-run threatens the students, saying that anyone who participates in the interview will lose all their grades and might even get expelled from school. Because of this, no student agrees to the interview, except for Yeon-do. As Yeon-do is about to start the interview, Kim Yeol rushes in and pulls her out of the room, warning that Kyung-run could really expel her. Frustrated, Yeon-do calls Kim Yeol a coward and walks away from him. Later, Yeon-do meets Taebom, who apologizes for not being able to help. Taebom tells Yeon-do to focus on her graduation instead of trying to help him. Meanwhile, Kim Yeol thinks about Yeon-do's words and realizes that he was being a coward. He goes to find Yeon-do and eventually finds her sitting in the rain. Shortly after, Kim Yeol sits next to her, apologizes, and promises to support her in whatever decision she makes. Hearing this, Yeon-do feels motivated to continue with the interview. After finishing the interview, Yeon-do meets Taebom to tell him what she did. At the same time, Taebom gets a message from his journalist friend saying they were told not to publish anything about the school. Determined, Taebom contacts another journalist and urges them to release the story because he has strong evidence that the school has been changing grades to favor rich students. This conversation is overheard by Suah, one of the students benefiting from the grade manipulation. Afraid that Taebom will expose everything, Suah comes up with a plan to accuse Taebom of harassment. During cheerleading practice, Suah pretends to fall, and when Taebom tries to help her, she screams and accuses him of harassment in front of everyone. Suah's mother, Hyunmi, quickly arrives at the school and threatens to sue Taebom. Even though Taebom insists he was only helping Suah after she fell, no one believes him. Jung-ah steps in to defend Taebom, agreeing with his explanation, but no one seems to listen. The situation gets worse when Suah gets involved in a big scandal involving the theft of exam answers. Desperate to keep her position as the top student, Suah steals a flash drive with exam answers from the teacher's office and tries to frame Kim Yeol. That night, Suah sneaks into Kim Yeol's room to search for a video that could be evidence against her. As Suah opens the laptop, Taebom catches her and realizes that Suah is the one who stole the flash drive. Taebom pressures Suah to confess. Frightened, Suah leaves Kim Yeol's room without taking the laptop, which is still open, and playing the video that shows her stealing the exam answers. Because of her carelessness, a passing student sees the video and is shocked by Suah's betrayal. The student quickly shares the video with Yeon-do's best friend, who posts it on social media. As the video spreads, all the students learn the truth that Suah is the one who framed Kim Yeol. Unaware that the video has leaked, Suah is busy begging Taebom for more time to gather the courage to confess her mistake. Later, Suah finally admits that she feels like a puppet in her mother's hands. She expresses how sad she is and wishes she could just be a normal student, especially now that she has lost her friends, her pride, and her freedom. Feeling isolated and desperate, Suah decides to leave the school. Before she leaves, she writes an apology message to all the students, especially to Yeondu and Kim Yeol. As Suah is about to leave, she runs into Dongjae, who asks what she's doing. There, Suah confesses that she wants to apologize to Kim Yeol, but she's too scared to face him. Then, Suah asks Dongjae to go on a date with her, and he agrees. For the first time, Suah enjoys a day without pressure from her mom, feeling free from the stress of grades and exams. At the end of the day, Suah thanks Dongjae, saying that for the first time in her life, she has a happy memory. Emotionally drained, Suah feels like there's no way out and tries to escape all her problems by attempting to do something drastic. However, her friends, including Dongjae and Yeondu, stop her. Fortunately, they manage to save Suah from her despair, and Suah admits all her mistakes and prepares to face the consequences at school. Later, Suah returns to school, where the students welcome her back with a celebration. Everyone makes peace, and they become friends again. Hyunmi also admits to bribing Kyungran, so now Soo-young takes over as the new principal. Meanwhile, Kim Yeol confesses his feelings to Yeondu. At the end of the film, the cheerleading team, made up of students from both Class A and Class F, wins the competition they entered. The friendship between the students from both classes grows stronger, and they learn to work together despite their different backgrounds and abilities. The relationship between Yeondu and Kim Yeol becomes more romantic. After the competition, the students celebrate their victory and return to school together. The film ends. The moral lesson from this film is don't try to frame people or steal exam answers, because it'll just end with you doing push-ups in the rain and almost kissing someone by accident. Also, if life gets tough, just remember there's always an air fryer competition waiting for you.